Mr. Ramji Ragavan, he is the founder chairman of Agastya International Foundation, the world's largest hands-on mobile science education program for the economically disadvantaged children and rural teachers. In 1998, Mr. Ragavan left for London to create Agastya International Foundation, which is part of our Institution of Engineers. In the same venue we have the office, where you can see that the hands-on science education to nearly 5 million poor and disadvantaged children and 2 lakh teachers, and pioneered various innovations including mobile science, ecology, and a host of others. Mr. Ragavan was a member of the Prime Minister's National Knowledge Commission and is a member on the board of Vigyan Prasar, New Delhi, and the Karnataka State Innovation Council. He is also with the Visvesvaraya Industrial and Technological Museum. Sir, education is, he has done his MBA from London Business School and also educated in Netherlands. I welcome you, sir, for today's discussion, sir.
Given me a minute, so I'll try and make it in 2 or 3 minutes with a story, which might be more interesting. On a hot summer's day in 2008 in rural India, about 2 hours by road from here, 2 village girls, Rani and Roja, sat under a tree to escape the sun. Very sensible thing to do in the hot summer, right? And Rani looked at Roja and said, "You know, Roja, do you ever wonder why you feel cool or cooler sitting in the shade of a tree?" And Roja thought for a second and said, "Yeah, well, maybe it has something to do with the fact that the leaves and branches of the tree are shielding us from the sun." And they continued chatting until the aha question popped out. Would different leaves have different cooling effects? Now that question turned into a science project, and working with instructors from the Agastya Foundation, which I head, 9 months later, the girls won a prestigious Intel Iris Science Award at the national level, competing with the best and brightest kids from across India. Now, we have many, many such stories in the foundation of children, extremely poor, can't even afford 100, 200, 300 rupees a month for education, winning these Intel awards for 5 years in a row. So what do such stories tell you? I think they tell you the value of curiosity, the spirit of inquiry, the magic of wonder, the power of passion, staying with the problem. You know, Einstein attributed his great discoveries and insights to curiosity, obsession, and dogged endurance. So the mission of Agastya, the foundation that I head, is to spark curiosity and creativity across India among disadvantaged school kids, dropouts, as well as school teachers, because we believe if we are successful in doing that, working with government and lots of other partners, the Institution of Engineers, Murali Krishna Reddy got us involved, the Indian Institute of Science, people like Professor Vasakam, Professor Parthan there, many others. If we can bring about a revolution, a regeneration in the spirit of curiosity, then this will create the pipeline that goes into the education system, the higher education system. You know, there's an old saying, garbage in, garbage out. So the quality of input is critical. And what we decided early on is, let's work on the quality of this input at the level of the masses, raise the level of the ocean, so to speak, even by a millimeter or 2. So what are some of these creative behavioral changes that we are trying to incite? The first one is to get people to shift from yes to why. The second is from just looking to observing. The third is from being very passive to learning to explore. The fourth is from being very textbook bound to being more hands-on. You know, I think it was C.V. Raman who said, throw the textbooks out. Sometimes you have to do that. And finally, the most important shift is the shift from fear to confidence. What I've found as an ex-banker working in rural India for the last 12 years at the grassroots is there's a tremendous amount of fear in the system. Nobody wants to question, to ask questions for fear of being reprimanded or being told off or whatever. Now that has to change, and if that changes, there's more self-belief, there's more self-esteem. I remember talking to a girl one day and asking her, what impact has Agastya had, all these interventions, on you? And I thought she'd say, I'm doing very well in physics or chemistry or biology, all of which was true. You know what she said? She said, sir, I'm not afraid to speak anymore. Now that was not just education, it was transformation. She became the first girl from her village to join an engineering college, and her experience, her example inspired many girls from the village where she lived and other villages to try and aspire and join various colleges. So I'm filled with hope. I think a lot can be done. In Karnataka, we are working with the Chief Secretary, Mr. Ranganath, to create a new ecosystem for hands-on science education, replicating our 200-acre campus, which we have in Kuppam. We operate 75 mobile science labs in 10 states in India and about 31 science centers. So we're building a wonderful ecosystem in Karnataka, and I hope this can be replicated in time across India. So we provide the foundation, the absorption capacity, if you like, for a much more vibrant and creative higher education system. Remember, education is easier than re-education. Re-education is not impossible, but it costs a lot more money. So if kids come into the system with the right sorts of attitudes, the curious spirit, the inquiring spirit, then I think over time we can bring about a revolution in the education system across the board. Thank you.